So y would be equal to 2 minus the root of 7 over 3 cubed minus 2 into 2 minus the root of 7 over 3 squared minus 2 minus the root of 7 over 3 plus 2, and if you just put that in the calculator and press equal, you would get 2.1. So minus 2, that is minus 0.2, 2.1 is also a turning point. Now at this point, I think that we have done enough that we could sketch this graph. We have enough information that we could sketch it. Even though another thing that we could have done was to move on because so far what we have is we have the x-intercepts. We have the x-intercepts, the y-intercept is 2, we have the x-intercepts, and we have the turning point. And we have the fact that this is a positive x cube graph. It's a positive x cube graph. With that information, we actually have enough to sketch the curve. Because if it's a positive x cube graph, it means that on the right, the graph is going to rise on the right and fall on the left. If it's a positive x cube graph, the graph is going to rise on the right and fall on the left. So I'm not going to bother to go to classifying the turning points. I'm just going to go straight into sketching the graph. All right, so let's put in what we know. We know that the x-intercepts are -1, which is here, 1, +1, which is here, and +2, which is here. Those are my intercepts. The turning points are 1.5 minus 0.6, 1.5 minus 0.6, which is somewhere around here. Another turning point is minus 0.2, 2.1, which is probably somewhere around here. All right, and we also know that the graph rises on the right and fall on the left. So with that information, we can probably do a sketch. All right, and in fact, it doesn't need to be 100% accurate. Some of the details need to be very accurate. And in particular, there's details like the intercepts. Those details have to be very accurate. All right, so that's one part of the graph. So next part of the graph is completed with this middle piece. All right, so essentially this is a sketch of our graph, and the area now that we're trying to find obviously is the area between the curve, the x-axis between the curve and the x-axis. All right, so it's the area between the curve and the x-axis. This is the area between the curve and the x-axis. And this is area between the curve and the x-axis. And this is area between the curve and the x-axis. And of course, we're talking about area between the curve, the x-axis, and x is equal to -2, and x is equal to 3. So from the curve, we can identify at least 4 different regions that we need to find the area of in order for us to get the total area. 2 of the areas are above the x-axis, and 2 of the areas are below the x-axis. All right, so based on the diagram, we can say that the area would be equal to the mod of the integral from -2 to 1 of y dx, all right, plus, and so that will give me the area under the curve between the curve and the x-axis between x is equal to -1 and x is equal to -2 and -1. All right, that will give me that. We put a mod because the calculation is going to come out negative, and the mod is just there to say to us that what we need is not the negative value but the positive of the negative value. All right, so plus now the integral of y with respect to x from x is equal to -1 to x is equal to +1. All right, that part is above the graph, so we don't need any mod. Above the x-axis, so we don't need any mod. Plus the integral of y with respect to x from 1 to 2, and of course you need to put mod around that because that region is below the x-axis, plus also the integral from 2 to 3 of y dx. All right, so we have to take these piece by piece. So let's start off with the first piece. So this would be the integral. All right, let's work out the integral first and then we'll deal with the mod. So we want to work the integral from -2 to -1 of y dx. That would be the integral from -2 to -1 of x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 2. And of course, I'm integrating with respect to x. All right, now, when we integrate this, we're going to get, if we integrate x cubed, we're going to get x to the 4th power, increase the power by 1, then divide by the new power, which is 4 minus 2x cubed, divide by 3, minus x squared, divide by 2, plus 2x. And this is from x is equal to -2 to x is equal to -1. So, of course, that is going to be equal to, so at first I'm going to replace -1 with x. So I'm going to have -1 to the 4th power over 4 minus 2 -1 to the 3rd power over 3 minus -1 squared over 2 plus 2 times -1 minus, and the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to replace x with -2, so it's -2 to the 4th power over 4 minus 2 times -2 cubed over 3 minus -2 squared over 2 plus 2 times -2. All right, I would just need to carefully work going down and don't make any errors. So this is 1 over 4. Whenever you raise a negative number to an even power, the answer comes out positive. This is also positive 2 over 3. This is -1 over 2 minus 2. And then over here in bracket, we're going to have 16 over 4 plus 16 over 3 minus 4 over 2 minus 4. So we keep working down. This becomes 1 over 4 plus 2 over 3 minus 5 over 2. So minus a half minus 2 is minus 2.5. Minus 2.5 is the same as saying minus 5 over 2. And minus, this would be 4 plus 16 over 3 minus 2 minus 4. So 4 minus 4, that goes. So what we have over here we have the LCM being 12. 4 into 12 goes 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 into 12 is 4. 4 twos are 8. Minus 2 into 12 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Minus over here, I have 16 over 3 minus 6 over 3. So 2 is the same as saying 6 over 3. So what I have here is 19 minus 19 over 12 minus, and inside the bracket, I'm going to have 10 over 3. So this is the same as saying using LCM 12, 12 into 12 is 1. 1 times minus 19 is minus 19. Minus 3 into 12 is 4. 4 times 10 is 40. So this is the same as saying minus 59 over 12. All right, so let's go to the next page. So of course, what we actually wanted is the mod of the integral from minus 2 to minus 1 of y dx. So this would be equal to the mod of minus 59 over 12. And this works out to be positive 59 over 12 square units. All right. So we have to be patient and continue working. Don't lose your vigilance because you actually have to work out 4 of these. The second one is from minus 1 to positive 1 of y dx, which would be equal to, we already worked out the integral. So this is x to the 4 over 4 minus 2x cubed over 3 minus x squared over 2 plus 2x, and this is from minus 1 to positive 1. Those are my limits. All right, so first putting x is equal to 1. I'm going to have 1 to the 4th power over 4 minus 2 times 1 to the 3rd power over 3 minus minus 1 square over 2 plus 2 times 1 minus